Hello, Durud and Shalom. We be live. Yes, Nare. We cooking some Mehdi today? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And okay, let's just jump right into it then. Okay, let's just get cooking. Okay, let me play this. And how's my audio? Let me know in the chat.
3 people were killed in a suspected terror attack at San Diego's biggest mosque on Monday. The 2 teenage suspects were found dead nearby with self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Both are said to be Nazi sympathizers, and the FBI is treating it as a hate crime. Many have been quick to draw a direct line between this attack and rising anti-Muslim rhetoric in public life. Republicans in Congress held a meeting on Sharia law just days earlier. Congressman Andy Ogles recently said that Muslims don't belong in American society.
Look at this. See, already, we're not even in half a fucking second. And we're mixing Islam and Muslims as if they're the same thing, as if attacking Sharia is the same thing as demonizing Muslims. God fucking damn it. These people do not get it. These people do not get it. And they're beyond hope. They're beyond hope. You know, it's not like this hasn't been explained to Piers Morgan before. This has been explained to him over and over and over and over again for 1,000 fucking times. And he still doesn't get it. He just doesn't fucking get it. I mean, he gets it again. Let's just, I know somebody's gonna like, oh, they do get it, Armin. Yes, okay, fine, they get it, but they pretend not to get it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. They don't and refuse to listen to the truth, Armin. Exactly. They refuse it because it's not in their benefit to understand this. Yes, exactly. He doesn't want to get it.
Congressman Andy Ogles recently said that Muslims don't belong in American society, while Congressman Randy Fine said he prefers dogs. And the case for the defense was not helped this week.
That's a straw man of what he said. Okay, I don't know if I'm not necessarily supporting everything that man has said, but technically what he was saying is that between dogs and Muslims who are making you choose between Muslims and dogs, I choose dogs. I mean, I choose dogs as well.
Laura Loomer, a confidant of the US president, who posted that people who go to the mosque want everyone.
Oh, look at this. Lior is saying, Armin, your video contrasting Muslims versus Islam was excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you approving that. Thank you. You like it when we cut segments out of these like live streams that we have and get the good parts out and put it as their own separate segment? Is that good? Because so that there are many people who do not watch our entire live streams, but there's so many, like, I think different good parts of it that needs to come out. Oh my God, we got our first super chat of the day already. Here we go. And as usual, the super chat counter of YouTube is broken, but fear not, because Lior is here with us. And Lior is keeping count. Thank you so much, Lior. And look at this. Thank you. Who That Nation Girl just gave us our first super chat saying they would rather be on the IRGC Nazi side always. Yep. That's where you need to be, on the anti-Israeli side, and basically that's what you're describing. Who That Nation Girl is the anti-American, anti-West, anti-Israeli side. That's what you're describing. And right now, the money and the views are on that side. And these people are jumping on the bandwagon. Exactly.
Killed. Well, joining me now is Mehdi Hasan, founder of Zeteo. Mehdi, welcome back to Uncensored.
Thanks for having me, Piers. I wish it wasn't under these circumstances.
Yeah, well, me too. There's been a lot of debate, obviously, about anti-Jewish rhetoric and the impacts of that, and incidents, awful incidents in the UK and other places about that. Here we have an attack which appears to be motivated by a hatred of Muslims and Islam.
Just keep mixing it with each other. Just keep fuck you. Piers, just fuck you. Why are you putting them next to each other? Why the fuck are you putting them next to each other? Guys, you know how retarded it sounds if I say, oh, this man has a hatred of cancer and cancer patients. That's, to me, when you put these together, that's exactly how it sounds to me. That's how retarded that sounds to me.
Do you think it's getting the attention it would get had it been an attack on Jews, for example?
Attack on Jews? I've been criticizing Judaism all my fucking life. Okay? Well, recently I've stopped because for the past year or two, I've stopped because I think, what's the point? Like, the main threat is Islam. But I did not get any attention for my criticism of Judaism. And I bet you if I was racist against Jews, I would get all the fucking attention, all the attacks, and justifiably so. There's a difference between being racist towards Jews and criticizing the religion of Judaism. And it seems like most people get that when it comes to Judaism as a religion and being racist against Jews as a group of people. Because I didn't even get hate from Jews. I didn't even get hate from Jews. They were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Like, we disagree with you. I criticize, but for some fucking reason, when you start attacking Islam, then people are like, this is anti-Muslim bigotry. Your prophet raped children according to your own fucking text. What should I do with that? Not say it? Is that bigotry? Is it bigotry if I say in Islam, according to their own fucking text, their prophet, the person in the world that they revere the most, raped a child? Is that bigotry? It's in their own fucking, it's in their own text. He had 6 slaves. It's in their own text. Like, is that bigotry for me to fucking say that? How is that hatred against Muslims? It's in your fucking text. Your own Quran tells you that, yeah, go ahead and get 6 slaves in battle. That's the Quran. The Quran says that. Should I not point that out? Is that bigotry against Muslims? I want Muslims to be happy. I want them to have safe, secure lives. I don't want them to be threatened. I don't want them to experience violence. I don't want them to experience anxiety. But at the same time, I want to be able to point out that in the fucking Quran, it says this. In the Quran, it says that you should beat your wife if she's disobedient, if you fear disobedience. It says that. It's in there. What do you want me to do with that? That just because I point out that that's in the fucking Quran, it doesn't mean that I want the Muslims around the world to be threatened with violence. Both of these could be true at the same time. I want everybody. I want all people who are not committing violence to have the best lives that they could have. Everybody, including people with garbage ideas. I want even people with garbage ideas to be able to feel happy and safe, as long as they're not harming anybody. Why can't you have these two positions at the same time? I'm an atheist. Go on. Like, I don't think anybody should be demonized or criticized or even stopped or anything. If they want to attack atheism, I celebrate that. As long as you're not discriminating against atheists. Just criticize and attack, mercilessly attack atheism. That's good. As an atheist, I think that's a good thing. Just don't discriminate against atheists as a group of people. Attack Christianity, attack Judaism, mercilessly attack Islam, mercilessly. There's a difference between doing that. Attack communism mercilessly, attack capitalism mercilessly. There's a difference between doing that and hating an entire group of people. and wishing them harm. How do you not get this? This is fucking simple. God. Okay, we got, wow, we are at 3 super chats as Lior is counting. Thank you, Lior. Verse 3. Other than super chats, we also have membership gifts. Amir is the official Santa Claus of our YouTube channel, always showing up with gifts, always here with gifts, blessing the people in the chat with membership gifts. Thank you so much, Amir. We need to have an official chimney for our YouTube channel for Amir to come down on. And then we have BT with a super chat. Thank you, BT. Saying, did you hear? Thank you, BT. By the way, you're always so generous, always so kind. BT saying, did you hear of the Islamic Republic tied arrest in Turkey and extradition to US for plotting against Ivanka Trump? Yes, I saw that guy was, I saw on the news. We're going to talk about it on Iran Revolution Live. Holy fucking shit. Yeah. That guy was trying to unalive Ivanka Trump, which, if this doesn't motivate President Trump to go and finish the job with the Islamic Republic right now, right away, I don't know what else would do. What else would do that? I think this is like, if anybody was trying to kill my daughter, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna rest until I completely eradicate you. That's it. There's no bigger of a red line that they could have crossed. And holy crap, everybody in the chat is now a member. Thanks to Jets 115 for buying 50, not 5, not 10, not even 30, but 50 memberships for the people in the chat. Holy shit. Guys, oh my God, look at this. The entire chat is now filled with people getting memberships. Wow, thank you, Jess. That's amazing. Oh damn. Yes. Oh damn. Oh, thank you. Wow, you're so sweet. And you're putting hearts now in the chat. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you. That's so generous. Our membership is now, we've look at the number of members that we have now. Wow, crazy. Okay, guys, if you say not me though, sorry if you didn't get it, but you could turn on you have to turn on the option for being able to receive membership on your YouTube account. And thank you, Jess. Thank you. Amazing. And then who that nation gal is saying they're trying to whitewash the Quran to get people. Yep. They are trying to do that. I mean, they would never accept, exactly. They would never accept any of the stuff that I told you about the Quran, which is clear as fucking day. Anybody that spends just a little bit time spending the Quran it's obvious that this is a garbage book. This is a garbage ideology with a garbage scripture and a garbage prophet. Like a disgusting of a human being. And as an atheist, I would say this, that even though I criticize them against all religions, like Islam is uniquely evil. Uniquely evil. And oh my God, we're already at 4 super. Never mind. We're at 5 super chats. We're already halfway to our goal, and we haven't even started yet. Unbelievable. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And thank you, Leo, for keeping count. See, YouTube, you thought we're not going to get over your glitch? We have Leo. Okay, let's go to next super chat by Amir. Amir saying, remember, near to a year ago, I argued that give membership is stupid because Islamic trolls can also get them, and I stick with super chats. I changed my mind. This community is way too amazing. Oh, Amir, thank you so much. Oh, this community is good. That's good. Yeah. And also, if we if we do get some Muslim trolls in the chat, it keeps things entertaining anyway. So yeah, where have they gone? They used to come here a lot. I think you guys were too wholesome and they abandoned trying to convert us to Islam. But thank you, Amir. Thank you. Yeah, we have such a great community here, don't we? And yeah, Amir, thank you for everything you do, by the way. Thank you. And then we have Sarah. I'm just going to say, I don't know how to pronounce the rest of that name. No, Sarayu, saying, aside from family, Scavino Jr. is likely the closest person to Trump. Did you see the stealth he posted on X last night? No, I haven't. I'll look into it later. Where is his X account? Oh, the B2 bomber. Okay, now I see it. He posted the B2 bomber. Okay. Say incoming, and with no explanation. Ooh, things might be happening. Things might be happening. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. So, yep, things might be happening. Oh, and then we got another super chat. We're at 6 super chats. We're already at 6 out of 10. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, B2. Guys, we're already more than halfway there. Thank you, BT. That's very kind. Let's go. Yes, let's go. BT June, not BT. BT June. BT is saying, I brought up Al Zoot too much and they left. Yes, you found their kryptonite. BT, you find their kryptonite. You find the Muslim kryptonite. Oh, Musad is here. Hey, Musad, missed you. You should come more to the discussion group. Yeah, counter is broken. No, the YouTube counter is broken. But again, we have a superior counter, which is Lior. That's why Lior is keeping count for us, because the YouTube counter is for some reason broken. We don't care. We have upgraded from the YouTube counter to Lior. All right, let's continue.
It's a provocative question, Piers. I expect nothing less from you. I'll get in trouble whatever I say. But look, I think that the attacks on synagogues and mosques that we've seen recently are both horrific. Does one group get more coverage than the other? Yes. I don't want to play that as some kind of, it's not that I'm saying that Jewish victims.
Well, it's justified for the attacks on synagogues to get more coverage because they're happening more often. And they don't get more coverage by the likes of you and the people who follow you, to be fair. But they should get more coverage because they happen more often. Anti-Jewish hate is way, way, way higher than anti-Muslim hate globally. So they should get more attention when they happen more, obviously. Do you guys agree with that?
Victims of hate crime should get less coverage, but clearly Muslims are treated
more hate. If you have more hate crimes, you get more coverage with more hate crimes.
Group get more coverage than the
also Jewish people are responsible for aren't responsible for hate crimes, right? So a lot of people, when you're from a community that is responsible for the most hate crimes, naturally you would get less, unfortunately for the innocent people within your community, you get less sympathy. Unfortunately,
synagogues and mosques that we've seen recently are both horrific. Does one group get more coverage than the other? Yes. I don't want to play that as some kind of, it's not that I'm saying that Jewish victims of hate crime should get less coverage, but clearly Muslims are treated as second-class citizens in this country, not just by Republican right-wing.
Bullshit. And Jewish people are treated like second-class citizens Muslims are treated as superiors because they're these little snowflakes, apparently, that you can't even criticize, or else you're like a bigot. It's the anti-Jewish hate that is now common and normalized. And Jews being attacked as a community, as a group, is now so normalized that I would say Jews are the second-class citizens. And Muslims are apparently the superior people within our society that we're not supposed to touch because they're a bunch of little sensitive little snowflakes that will go durka durka jihadi boom boom, and we have to be careful not to offend them, or else there will be consequences. The threat of violence from the Islamic community is so high, even though not all of them are violent, but obviously the threat of violence from the Muslim community is astronomically higher from any other community. So the whole societies that they're in, people have to be careful, treat them, but be very careful how we treat them, or else there will be consequences. This is how terrorism works. This is how threats of violence works. People treat you differently if they think that you might go apeshit on them. And they're like, okay, so they will treat you as superior to other people.
Politicians like the ones you named, and I can name many more, who have said viciously anti-Muslim things, but by the media, by liberal media,
And guys, people are like, oh my God, Armin, you're demonizing Muslims now. No, I'm not. If I say your community has the highest level of violence and terrorism coming out of it, those are data. It doesn't mean that the majority of the people in your community are violent. It doesn't mean that. It just means that your community is responsible for the highest amount of terrorism. And that's just data. That's just stats. What do you want me to do with that? I'm just stating stats. Guys, always remember, this is actually a great summarization of it. Most Muslims are not terrorists, but most terrorists are Muslims. Both of these could be true, are true at the same time, right? It is true that most Muslims are not terrorists, okay? But your community is responsible for creating the highest number of terrorists. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Kevin just gifted one person with a membership of Liberty Politics YouTube channel in the chat. So one person now is a member because of Kevin. Thank you for the gift, Kevin. I appreciate that. Thank you.
The Democratic Party, by ordinary Americans.
By the way, guys, if you disagree with me, especially if you're a Muslim, come join our discussion group. Come join our discussion group. The link is in the description, and you could come into our free debate segments. If you go to the calendar, the ones with the fire emoji are the days that is free and open to everybody. And the whole point of them are debate. So you could come and debate me and other people in our community about everything that we're saying here. If you disagree with us, again, let me put tomorrow, exactly. Nara is saying tomorrow is the free day, right? Today, I think it's the VIP day. So I'll put the link in the chat. The link is also in the description or in the bio, or you could scan the QR code at the top left, and that will take you to the discussion group as well.
And that's a reality. And I think that's the case in the UK as well, Piers, where we just had this rally against Muslims in London, which I know you've covered on your show. And we haven't seen.
How was it a rally against Muslims if Muslims participated in the rally? You fucking idiot. See how he says it was a rally against Muslims? No, you fucking idiot. Tommy has Muslim friends. Most people there had Muslim friends. It was a rally against the Islamization of your country. It was a rally against the Islamization of the UK, you fucking idiot. He's not, by the way, every time I call these people idiots, please keep in mind, they're not idiots. They're just making idiotic points. He fucking knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. This has been explained to them. Nobody could be that fucking stupid to not get this. I mean, not nobody, but I know they're not that stupid. They're doing this on purpose. An anti-Muslim rally? Fuck you. Fuck you. You fucking liar. Oh, wow. We got 2 more super chats. Leo counting. Oh, no. We're at 8. 8 out of 10 super chats. We're already almost at 10. Wow. Sherry, with super chat number 7, saying big virtual hug for Jews worldwide and Iranian people. Virtual hug, everybody. Get here, get in, get in. You too. I see you. Get in. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay. And thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the super chat. And then we have BT with another super chat, getting us to 8 super chats, saying more crimes against us, more coverage. Math, exactly. Perfect. Perfectly summarized. I mean, it's simple, BT June, but they don't get it. They don't get it. Oh my God, we got to 9 super chats. 9. Again, it's Amir. Thank you, Amir. Amir saying a little idea, create a short video to explain how to get to school liberty politics. Create a user how to read the calendar. Oh, then you can direct new people instead of explaining it every day. Well, actually, if you click on the link, it takes you to the, well, that's a great idea, Amir, and 2 minds think alike, because I already made the video and it's on the about page of our community. So this is, if you look at the link that I sent people, it doesn't take you to the home page of Liberty Politics, right? So this is the link. You can see it takes you to the about page of Liberty Politics, because then it will take them to the about page where this video where I show them everything. So, we think alike. Me and you think alike. So yeah, this video does exactly that. But it's also good to tell people really quickly every time so they know how easy it is, right? So they get encouraged to do that, right? But great. But yeah, see? Anyways. And yeah, so guys, when you go to the about page in that short video, I'll show you what all the things you could do in our discussion group, right? And okay, we already reached our goal. We reached our goal. We're at 12 now. We passed our goal. What are you guys doing? Why are you being so kind? Okay, thank you. And it was a super sticker by Who That Nation Girl. Thank you so much. Love your username, by the way, and thank you for the super sticker. And Amy with a super chat saying, Sherry is the real VIP. Sherry, yes, thank you. Sherry, you're all VIPs, guys. Thank you. And then we got, and right after Amy celebrated Sherry, then we have Sherry. So it's celebrating that we got to 10 super chats. Thank you, Sherry. Look at this. We have super chats, people in the chat acknowledging each other and loving each other. That's how wholesome our community here is. Thank you, guys. You guys are sweet.
Seen the political establishment come down on that rally in the way they would if Tommy Robinson was saying things about Jews and Judaism in the way he does about Muslims and Islam.
I've said things about Judaism. I've said things against Judaism, and not a single one of my Jewish friends told me to stop. Not a single. They were like, yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. That's fine. You disagree with Judaism, criticize Judaism. Not a single one of my Jewish friends ever told, as an atheist, asked me to stop criticizing Judaism. Nobody cared. I mean, they cared in the sense that they enjoy debate and they would like to come and debate. Some of them would like to debate against me, right? And they enjoy debating against me, and my Jewish friends have fun, me arguing for atheism and they arguing for Judaism and belief in God. Go look at my debate with Tal Oren. Tal is one of my best friends. I fucking love that man, okay? He believes in God. He's a Jew. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. We had a debate over God and Judaism, okay? Which I won, by the way. I'm just kidding. But okay, but we were good friends. I don't know if he loves me. I loved him. Okay, we were great friends before the debate. We were even better friends after the debate. I don't know of a single Jewish person who would get offended by me criticizing Judaism as a religion. That's not the same. That's not the same with Islam. With Islam, if you criticize Islam, all of a sudden you hate Muslims. You hate Muslims. Do you guys agree with this? Like on this, like if I, as an atheist, if I criticize Judaism, can you imagine Jews coming out like, "Oh my God, that's anti-Jewish bigotry"? Does that even fucking happen? Does that happen? That does not happen. I mean, not at least not in a large scale. I'm sure there's somebody who would get offended. There's always an example, right? But look how he acts like that's not the case. What a fucking hypocrite. Look at this.
I know you've covered on your show, and we haven't seen the political establishment come down on that rally in the way they would if Tommy Robinson was saying things about Jews and Judaism in the way he does about
Jews and Judaism. See how you put them next to each other, making it seem like with Judaism they're mixed with each other. Nope. You know who criticizes Judaism? Israelis. There is a huge growing atheist activist movement in Israel, and there's many Israelis who criticize Judaism in Israel, and they're free to do so. Israel allows them to do that. No problem. In Israel, we have atheist Israeli, ethnically Jewish atheist activists that are freely criticizing Judaism, and Israel allows them to do that. Go do that in Muslim countries. Go do that in Muslim countries. See what happens. Right? See, Amir, look at this. Amir saying, fair criticism always welcome. Thank you for the super chat, Amir. Fair criticism always welcome. That's how we learn and become better. Exactly. Imagine how retarded it would be if I, as an atheist, came out and said that arguments against atheism is hating atheists. Isn't that fucking retarded? That's how you sound like Mehdi Hasan. You sound retarded. I think nobody should hold back. As an atheist, I think people should be mercilessly trying to destroy atheism. Not atheists, but atheism. Why not? If you think, why not? Why the fuck should you not try to do that? If you believe that your views are the correct views, then it makes sense for you to try to eliminate incorrect views. It obviously makes sense. As an atheist, I love and appreciate people who are trying to completely end the atheism. Because from your perspective, this is wrong. And I accept the challenge. Not only do I accept the challenge, I love the challenge. I welcome the challenge. How insecure do you have to be about your worldview if instead of appreciating people challenging you to prove to yourself that your view, your position is the right one, you try to censor them by marking them as bigots instead? How insecure do you have to be about the position that you're holding? I'm a capitalist. I'm aggressively in favor of capitalism. Imagine if somebody comes like, oh, don't be an anti-capitalist bigot. Why are you criticizing capitalism? That is retarded. And that's how retarded these people sound when they say this. When they say like, oh, attacking Islam and Muslims are the same thing. It's bigoted. And oh my God, look at this. Another super chat. We're at 14 now. 14. Thank you, Roman, saying, what is free will? Does it exist? What does science say about how human bigotry creates it? Do we need free will for criminal accountability? Okay, so Roman, are you part of our discussion group? Come to our discussion group and ask that of me there, okay? I would love to respond to you, okay? But I don't want to derail the conversation that we're having here because it's about Islam. But come to, again, I'll put the link in the chat. Also you can scan the QR code again and get there. I mean, I think you're already there, right? But yeah, but if you want to have that discussion, come over there. And thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I forgot to switch to these two retards.
rally in the way they would if Tommy Robinson was saying things about Jews and Judaism in the way he does about Muslims and Islam. I hope we can agree that unfortunately Islamophobia has been mainstreamed in America and the UK in a way that thankfully anti-Semitism still hasn't, although there has been an alarming rise in anti-Semitism across the political spectrum. On the subject specificity of the mosque and the shooters, you mentioned anti-Muslim. I just want to add here, if you look at the alleged manifestos from these two kids, these two teenagers, God help us that two teenagers carry out this murder, this terrorist attack. If you look at the manifesto, Piers, they're anti-Semitic and Islamophobic. The manifesto has horrific stuff in there about Jews and about Islam as well. So Jonathan Friedland and I wrote a joint piece almost a decade ago, pointing out the people who tend to be anti-Semitic also tend to be Islamophobic and vice versa. They're two sides of the same coin.
That's really interesting. I actually bumped into Jonathan Friedland at the Arsenal game the other night, randomly. I would like to have known that. It's a fascinating part of this.
You know what I think, guys? I think that a lot of these people actually look forward to Muslims being harmed in such a way. What do you think? This is my suspicion. Okay? That people like Mehdi Hasan, they see this as an opportunity when Muslims are harmed in such a way. What do you guys think? Because they're like, yes. It's, oh my God, the Jews are getting so much attention. Where is our opportunity to come and cry Islamophobia? What do you guys think? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay. BT Junior saying, yeah, completely agree. Yeah, chronic victim mentality. They're like, oh my God, we have gone too long without somebody attacking a Muslim. Where are these Nazis already? Do something. Again, YouTube, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm just saying these people probably are trying to take advantage of Muslims being harmed. They want the attention, yeah. Oh, also, thank you. Koala Katie gifted 1 membership to somebody in the chat. Thank you, Koala Katie. And then we also have Danny asking, Armin, you promised to invite Tal Oren to school a few weeks ago. You are breaking your promise, bro. Well, I didn't break my promise because I didn't say when. Jesus, okay. I'll do it right now so I don't forget. God damn it. Breaking your promise. That's so harsh. I'll just do it now. Okay. Go and tell him that I messaged him in case he doesn't see it. Would love to have you in our discussion group one of these days. Let me say brother because he says brother to me. So I'm going to say brother. I like to talk to people the way they talk to me. I was saying, would love to have you in our discussion group one of these days, brother. And then maybe, should I put a heart emoji or is that too much? I'll put a smile emoji. I don't want to creep him out or something. No, I'll put a heart emoji. I don't care. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, you happy? I did it. All right. Oh, we got a smile is creepier. Jesus. Okay. I did really. Then I've been a creep to so many people. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Tal appreciates you expressing a lot of love. So I think he's gonna be okay. Yes. Let him know that I messaged him because he might not see it. Amy with another super chat. We're at 15, guys. We're at 15. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Leo, for counting. Amy saying 1 mosque attack and people lose their shit over 40,000 and over. Okay, there was a dot there. 1 mosque attack and people lose their shit. Over 40,000 murdered on January 8 and 9 this year, and crickets. That is true. That is true. I do want to mention that it's justified to be outraged though over the mosque attack. Okay, I just want to make that clear. So what Amy is pointing out is not that the mosque attack shouldn't cause outrage. Obviously, it should. what Amy is pointing out is that why don't we see anything proportionally that, you know, the same level of outrage to the 40,000 murdered, more than 40,000 of Iranians murdered in early January in Iran, right? And thank you, Amy, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yes, see, I knew it. I mean, I knew exactly what Amy was trying to say. I got it. Thank you, Amy. All right, let's get back to these people, these idiots.
So what does that tell you? That extremism of all kinds eventually kind of meets in terms of a lot of the ideology?
Well, I think with a specific type of extremism, which is white nationalists and Nazis, you know, and this is why people like myself have been very careful. I got attacked recently for
I don't like the word. I don't like the term white nationalist. Okay, Nazis, call them Nazis, whatever, or neo-Nazis or whatever. White nationalism suggests that there's something wrong with being a nationalist. Right? I know what people mean when they say that, but it just makes nationalist a dirty word, and it shouldn't be.
Being skeptical of, you know, the left getting into bed with MTG and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, precisely.
Also, and also white. It makes it seem like being white is a negative thing.
Skeptical of, you know, the left getting into bed with MTG and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, precisely for the reason that a lot of lefties admire those people now because they're criticizing Israel. And I worry that how much of that is driven by criticism of Israel, how much by anti-Semitism, how much will Muslims be on the receiving end of the hate once, quote unquote, they're done with, you know, another community. And I just think minority communities need to stick together right now because the far right hate all of us. The people who claim to be white Christian nationalists and who want this country to be a white Christian nation, they don't want any of us here, Jews or Muslims. And it's interesting to read this manifesto, depressing, and see these two kids who were clearly radicalized, red-pilled online. They're kids, for God's sake.
Yeah, Jews or Muslim. Yeah, unlike the far left people who are also anti-Jewish, anti-Jewish, anti-Israel. And instead of hating on Muslims, they're trying to use them as a weapon to demographically re-engineer a country. I don't know which one is a bigger threat. I think the far left threat is a bigger threat to your society than the far right one. So the far right one, so-called, you know, by the way, I say far right, not to the, when I say far right, I'm actually talking about Nazis. I'm talking about Nick Fuentes type people. I'm not talking about patriotic people. Like many people just say far right. Anybody who's patriotic all of a sudden is far right for some reason. I'm talking about Nick Fuentes type people. I think the far right is less dangerous than the far left. The far right, for example, hates Jews and Muslims. They hate Jews more than they hate Muslims, by the way. And the far left hates Jews, and they take advantage of Muslims to geographically re-engineer a country with their garbage values, right? So I think both of them are wrong, but I think the threat to the society from the far left is far, far, far greater than the far right. Even though the far right is also, you know, the Nazis are demons that we should be fighting them as well. But you know, when it comes to hierarchy of threats against liberty, Islam and communism are at the very top, right? It's really hard to decide which one is a bigger threat. They're pretty close. Economically, communism is a bigger threat. Culturally, Islam is a bigger threat, right? So those are the top, the number 1 and 2 positions. Then far left woke garbage for the 3rd position, and the 4th threat to liberty worldwide is far right woke positions, like woke right. Okay, so Islam and communism together, 1 and 2, woke left number 3, woke right number 4. That's the hierarchy of threats to liberty, in my opinion.
They got radicalized online, clearly. They turn up wearing Nazi symbols.
Oh, we got confirmation from Tal. Tal Oren said, yes, brother. Oh, BT. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Will come soon. Fantastic. Guys, we got confirmation from Tal Oren that he's coming soon. There you go. It's happening. It's happening. Okay, guys, That means that if you want to talk to Tal, you have to join our discussion group. Okay, so join our discussion group because you get to talk to Tal. So the link is in the chat. The link is on the top left if you scan the QR code, and also in the bio. Okay, so join our community. Join the community if you want to talk to Tal. All right, this is a community. Let's go here.
And SS symbols. And yeah, the manifesto, and I don't know how authenticated it's been, but this is the manifestos that are attributed to them online, suggest that they hated Jews and Muslims.
So is it necessarily then a political issue? You know, you would, as you have done, you said that a lot of the rhetoric that comes from these Republican, hard right conservatives has inflamed the mood. But are those two things consistent? Because obviously, if they're being anti-Semitic,
I think they are consistent. No, I think they are consistent because it's all about what atmosphere you create in this country. And there's no denying the fact that since Donald Trump came on the scene in 2015, we now have an atmosphere in this country that is more hate-filled, with more hate crimes, more political violence.
But there's also, but many on that,
more violent, more divisive atmosphere.
Right, but in 2025, there was more violence from the far left than there was from the right for the first time. Yes. In a long time.
Guys, the violence is the tip of the iceberg. Let me know if you understand this here in this community, in the community, okay, over here, because everybody is like this violence, that violence, the far left, the far right, the Muslim. People are measuring the amount of violence that you get from the far left and the far right and from Muslims, okay? And again, if you want to measure the violence, obviously nobody can outcompete the Muslim community when it comes to violence. Like it's not even close. It's not even close. And I'm measuring globally. If you are so dishonest to focus on United States and give me the stats, then go fuck off. Okay, fuck off. Like in United States, where Muslims are a small minority, you're looking at total numbers and comparing what's happening in the US, and as if those are the global numbers. I'm looking at, I'm not retarded like you. If you're just looking at US stats, I'm actually looking at global numbers when I'm talking about Muslims being more responsible for violence than any other group of people. I understand how numbers work. And anybody who focuses on US numbers to say like, well, it's actually not Muslims, they're not worth talking to, because they're either dishonest or retarded. Like looking at a population of where Muslims are a minority and to see if Muslims can compete with other group of people when it comes to violence. But my point is that the violence is big, is important, but it's not the main threat. It's not the main threat. Okay. And for example, among Muslims, the main threat comes from the ones who do not commit violence, the ones who do not do terrorism. Okay. Because they might not go durka durka jihadi Allahu Akbar boom boom on you, right? But they fucking vote. Okay. And I have said this to you guys so many times. The threat to the foundations of your society, of your democracy, by bringing in people with garbage ideas and threatening your political processes and the way that you do politics, is an attack on the foundational values of the identity of your country. And over time, that degrades, that weakens your society in such a more dramatic way than acts of terrorism or crimes could. I'm not saying crime rates are not important. I'm not saying terrorist attacks are not important. Obviously, the security of your country is one of your highest priorities. But I'm saying that even if you're only measuring security, weakening your country over the long term has even a more significant impact on your security than the acts of terror that you're seeing right now. Because a weakened country a country that does not have the right values that doesn't operate by the right values will become weak enough over the long term in a way that it will not be able to defend itself. And that's even a bigger threat to your long-term security than whatever crime or terror acts you're seeing today. So right now, I think the Muslims who vote, in my opinion, are more dangerous than the Muslims who do terrorist attacks on a total number, not per individual, but from a total number perspective, right? Because there's a lot more of them. There's a lot more not so violent Muslims that vote. So one on one, a Muslim that is not violent is less dangerous than a Muslim that is violent. But with total numbers, if you add them all up, the Muslims who vote in your society that are not violent are more dangerous to your societies than the total number of Muslims who are violent. Let me know if that makes sense. Do you understand that? Your values and the values that your country operates based on is the reason behind your prosperity, your security, your stability, and your growth. And people with garbage values voting is a threat to that. And that's why I think the violence and the terrorism and the grooming gangs are just the tip of the iceberg. And people are ignoring the main threat. The way I summarize it is it's ballots that are the main threat, not the bullets. It's ballots over bullets.
And I found it incredibly
Well, the crucial statement is...
Well, yeah. I found, look, we'll come to the right part of this, but on the left, what I found increasingly disturbing to watch is the kind of callous inhumanity that a lot on the left show themselves to have when you look at, like, the murder of Charlie Kirk, for example, or the healthcare executive. You know, I saw the front page of the New York Post yesterday with these three appalling women, young women, whose brains were so warped. So they just want to be celebrated.
Wait, guys, I'm going to play this. I'll be right back, okay? Give me 48 seconds.
The cold-blooded murder of a father and husband in the streets of New York. What is going on there?
So let me just say two things about that. One is, I'm glad you said for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that for decades, and even now, right-wing violence is a huge problem in the United States, and people are in denial about this. Many of your guests have come on and just lied about the fact that political violence is not a right-wing problem. Sebastian Gorka, who runs the counterterrorism strategy for this government, just put out an anti-terrorism strategy, Piers, from the Trump administration, which did not mention the far right. It mentioned the left, it mentioned Muslims, it mentioned communists. Antifa doesn't mention the right, which is insane when the majority of violence in this country in the recent years has come from the right. So that's one point. Number two, in terms of the reactions, I know you're not going to let me saying this, but I think the evidence is with me, is that the people you cite, the people who do celebrate murder or say dumb shit or act callously, are a fringe, Piers. When Charlie Kirk was killed, everyone I saw, mainstream leftists, was not celebrating it. And every single Democrat, from Kamala Harris to Joe Biden to every Chuck Schumer, was condemning it, right? And when...
Yeah, everybody I saw, and the main politicians who would lose their careers if they didn't condemn it, ignoring the fact, like, are you going to mention that there were many progressive, so-called progressive leftists that were celebrating it? Like, are you denying that there was a wave of celebration by leftists on social media? Like, well, the people that I saw, well, you're the fucking blind then. Like, how could you even deny that?
When any kind of political violence happens...
And you guys, you see, he did it in America. It was like the greatest acts of terror in America come from the far right, not by Muslims. You want to do per capita, or do you want to do global? Like, do you want to do an actual fair comparison? Or do you want to just lie to people? Unfucking believable. Oh, Wow, we got it. Thank you. We got it. Our 16th super chat. What is going on? Thank you. Thank you. And Time to Wake Up just gave us a very generous super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, bro, Armin, why use God's name to curse, but not to bless? What? I don't think you're cursing when you say, oh my God. Like, I don't consider, like, oh my God to be a curse. Is it a curse? Like, it's not a curse, right? How is that a curse? Also, I'm an atheist, so I don't use God's name to bless because I'm an atheist. But thank you for the super chat. Is it a curse? Saying, oh wow, oh my God, is that a curse? That's not a curse. Are you referring to that? Me saying, oh my God? Yeah, okay. Texas is saying, no, it's not, Armin. Yeah, okay. Oh my God just means wow, gee, oh way. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes, and God is not a name, it's a title. Yeah, it's his job title. All right. It's not his name. I think so. Oh, they're referring to God damn. It's just a saying. It's just a saying. It's just a saying. It's nothing to get offended over. But thank you. Thank you. And we got Deborah. Also, you do know I'm an atheist, right? So they're like so religious standards does not apply to me, right? And Deborah, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, guys. We have a very diverse community here now, right? We have atheists, we have Jews, we have Christians. We don't have that many Muslims. I wonder why. It would be nice if Muslims could be less sensitive and be like, yeah, I'm okay to listen to this stuff, even though it's, against my views. Are there any Muslims here in the chat? I would like to have some Muslims in our community. We used to have more Muslims in our community. I think they gave up. Taoists, Jewish atheists. Yes. Are any Muslims in the chat by any chance? Oh, there we go. Sir Moderates is saying, I am a Muslim 100%. I don't believe you. You were just agreeing with me. I don't believe you. I just saw you a few minutes ago, me saying Islam is hot garbage, and you were agreeing with me. I don't believe you. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Were you doing taqiyya when you were like, yep, Islam is hot garbage? I'm twice the Muslim. Okay, now I know you're kidding. Yeah, okay. Wait, we got okay. Bar muscle. I don't know. Saying thank you because you're celebrating 25 months of membership, saying love from Israel, long live Armin and free Iran. Well, thank you. Oh my God, long live Armin. I am trying to reach longevity escape velocity, so I appreciate that. And BT June, thank you so much for the super chat. What's the what number we are at now? Where is Leo? Leo is confirming that this is super chat number 17. We're reaching double our goal. Double our goal. Thank you, BT. BT is saying, since I can mute and boot, am I God of school? Yes. Officially from now on, BT June is the official God of school. Thank you. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Oh, Texas has a good point. Texas saying, Armin, are you telling people what they should or should not be offended by? I don't know. Is that offensive if I do that? No, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm pro-liberty. Be offended if you wish. If you enjoy, if you prefer being offended, then be my guest. And BT June with a super chat. Another super chat. Oh my God, we're at 18. We're almost at 20, guys. BT saying, I witnessed Tal saying the Shahada actually. Oh, did he now? Oh my God. Well, I mean, you witnessed me saying the Shahada as well. Okay. I think I am now a quadruple ex-Muslim. I like to just become a Muslim for a few seconds and come back. I think I've become extra ex-Muslim every time I do that. I could do it right now. Okay, let me just go back to it, guys. Just bear with me. I'm gonna go back to Islam for half a second. I'll be right back. Okay. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muslim now. I fuck Muhammad. Fuck Allah. There you go. Now I'm back to being an ex-Muslim. Okay. I think I think nobody is more of an ex-Muslim than me, because I have entered Islam and left it more than anyone else. Right? I don't think anybody has, done this as much as I have. Okay. Right? I am the most ex-Muslim among ex-Muslims. I think there needs to be like a record for that. I think it needs to be, oh my God, we got to 20. Double, triple, double our goal. Our goal was 10. And the YouTube counter is still at 0 for some goddamn reason. It's okay. We prefer it like this. Lior is counting for us. We're double our goal. What are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, so time to wake up is saying, Armin, you say goddamn quite often. But here's the thing, time to wake up. Why shouldn't I? Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with me saying goddamn? Like, what rule am I breaking? What rule that applies to atheists? Like, I know there might be some rules that applies to Christians, but as an atheist, what rule am I violating here? And we got another super chat. Casey, by the way, I'm not against Christians having rules for themselves, obviously. I mean, you don't see me as an atheist to put rules upon Christians. Like, I don't say like, hey, don't say this because it's not in line with an atheist perspective of world. Right? Imagine if I came to you and say like, why are you saying that? That contradicts my view of the world as an atheist. You were like, okay, but it doesn't violate mine. Right? You would be weirded out if I came to you and tried to police your language based on my worldview, right? If I tried to make a Christian use language in a way that it would be in accordance to my worldview, you wouldn't appreciate that from an atheist if you're a Christian. So why should it be the other way around? Fair? Okay, that's fair. People are saying that's fair. And we have BT June again. Oh, BT was the one who got us to 20. Thank you, BT, saying he gave me a Muslim name as well. It was a trap. What? Okay, what's happening with that? Okay, I will talk to him about it soon when he comes to a discussion group. We give you a Muslim name? Oh no. Okay. That's funny. I love Tal. He's funny. Oh, bye, Amy. See you soon. Yeah, look at this. Okay, I need to go. Love to all the heretics. Okay, love you, Amy. See you soon. All right, let's get back to this.
Mainstream people on the centre left, whether it's in the Labour Party
in the UK or the Democratic Party, they were
can I finish my point?
I'm just challenging that one. I would challenge one thing on that. There were university professors, there were doctors, nurses, teachers. There were people in real positions of authority and responsibility that were quite happy to
Yeah.
post videos of themselves
I'm
celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder.
dispute that, Piers. No, I'm going to dispute that. If you really want to get into
Wait, how can you dispute that? We all fucking saw it. What the fuck are you disputing? Are you acting even more retarded than Piers Morgan? That's quite an accomplishment.
I was there following a lot of this. A lot of the people who were doxxed were not celebrating. They were pointing out that he said horrible things, which is totally a legitimate thing to say. They were not celebrating his death. That was a right-wing propaganda line. But we don't have time to get into each individual case. Can I make my broader point, which is when a mosque is attacked in the US, Republican politicians are either silent. I pointed this out. The Ted Cruz
Wait, what was his excuse?
propaganda line. But we don't have to be a legitimate thing to say. They were not celebrating his death. That was a right-wing propaganda.
They were celebrating his death. I saw the fucking videos. How could you lie about that? I saw the videos. This is an obvious lie. This is an obvious fucking lie. Guys, you guys saw the videos. They were celebrating his death. How could he lie about this? This guy is full of shit. This is like, there's no more of an obvious lie. We saw it. We remember it.
Really want to get into Alger. I was there following a lot of this. A lot of the people who were doxxed were not celebrating. They were pointing out that he said horrible things, which is totally
Look at this. That doesn't oh, I see what he's fucking doing. These people are fucking, I know they're not retarded. He's so unfortunate. These people are evil, but they know what they're doing. Okay. What he's saying is actually true, but does not negate the main point. See, guys, you have to be careful. Ooh, sneaky motherfucker. You see what he did there? This is what people like Mehdi and Hasan do so professionally. And if you don't pay attention, you might not understand what's happening. Did you see what he did? So the claim is that many university professors and people on the left, did anybody notice? Many of these people on the, let me know if you know what I'm saying before I say it, okay? I want to see who got it. So the claim is that many people on the left, including university professors, were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Many of them. And I know that's true. You know that's true because we saw it. We remember it. What Mehdi Hasan is doing, he's saying that's right-leaning propaganda. And his response is that many people who were doxxed were just pointing out what Charlie Kirk has said. Here's the clever thing that this motherfucker is doing here. What he's saying is technically doesn't need to be wrong. That might be true. There might have been true about these fucking idiots who thought Charlie Kirk that was a racist, which he wasn't, who was a hater of migrants or whatever. He wasn't. They would claim that he was anti-woman, that he wasn't, and they were spreading lies about Charlie Kirk, but were not openly celebrating his death. And some of those people got doxxed. So he's saying these people who were doxxed, they weren't celebrating his death. That actually could be true, but here's the clever thing. He acts like this point that he brought up is negating the point that there were many people on the left, including university professors, who were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. It doesn't negate it. Both of these could be true at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you don't pay attention, you don't understand what it's like a trick. It's like a sleight of hands, it's like a magic show. It's like, don't look here, don't look over there. And they're like, you don't know what happened. And he does it very fast. But let me simplify it for you to understand what he just did. Imagine if I said that there are many, many Muslims who commit terrorism. And then you say, that's not true. That's a right-leaning propaganda. I know many Muslims who do not commit terrorism. Okay, so the lie is not the second the lie is not the second sentence. There are many Muslims who do not commit terrorism. That is true. The lie is you claiming that the second point negates the point that I just made. That is the lie. Both of these sentences could be true at the same time, are true at the same time. The sentence that there are many Muslims that unproportionately, relative to their percentage of the population, commit acts of terror is true. And the claim that there are many Muslims who do not commit acts of terror is also true. But what Mehdi Hasan does is he pretends that the second statement negates the first statement, and it doesn't. And that's what he did here. Him saying that I know people being doxxed for saying something about Charlie Kirk but not celebrating his death, he pretends that that negates the claim that there were many people on the left, including university professors, who were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I know it might bore you if I go into this much detail explaining what just happened here, but I think I need to go because that's what these people do. That's what these people are so effective at. And that's why so many people don't notice, because he does it so quickly and they just don't know what just happened. And they're like, it seems like he's lying, but they can't point what the lie is. And I think it's important for us to practice demonstrating what the lie was. So now that you saw what just happened, let's witness it one more time. And then
Legitimate thing.
And I know we got another super chat, so I'll get to that. But just watch this one more time.
I'm going to dispute that, Piers.
Okay.
Let me finish my point.
I would challenge what
happens mainstream.
Can
I finish my point?
Can I finish my point? But I'm just challenging that one thing. I would challenge one thing on that. There were university professors, there were doctors, nurses, teachers. There were people in real positions of authority and responsibility that were quite happy to post videos of themselves celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder.
I'm going to dispute that, Piers. No, I'm going to dispute that. If you really want to get into culture, I was there following a lot of this. A lot of the people who were doxxed were not celebrated. They were pointing out that he said horrible things, which is totally a legitimate thing to say. They were not celebrating.
Did you see that? Did you see what happened?
Celebrating his death. That was a right-wing propaganda line. But we don't have time to get into each individual case. Can I make my broader point, which is...
So see, now that you see it, it's obvious. When you see it, you can't unsee it. When you see what happened, when you see where the lie actually was, then it cannot be unseen anymore. And that's how we have to expose these people. Oh, look at this. We got another super chat. What number? What was the number? 26? It was 21, 22, 21. Oh, I lost the number. Oh, 21. 21. We're above the double the goal. Sith and Giggles. Oh, what? That's cool username. Thank you. Saying other channels I watch have said YouTube counter seems to only count super chats that are $5 or greater. Is your counter still at zero? Okay, so no, you could actually set it. So those YouTube channels that you are watching, they're saying it counts $5 or above because they have set it to count only $5 above. I've set it so that it counts everything, right? And we know that because sometimes it all of a sudden jumps from 0 to 21 because mine is broken. I don't know why, but my YouTube counter is just broken. And I know it's not because of that, because we have seen it here on this channel that sometimes it doesn't count, and all of a sudden, boom, it counts all of them. So that's mine just has a glitch. But we like it having a glitch because we get Lior counting for us instead. And also thank you for giving us a super chat. And Kevin gave us a generous super chat. Thank you so much. See, like it doesn't count this one either. And it's weird because today is not even usually when we get us above a certain number, it starts counting. And look, we're at 22. Taylor Swift has entered the chat. See, Lior is a better counter because she also adds commentary next to the counter. All right, so Kevin with a super chat saying, Armin, please comment on the Iran-Contra affair, whereby the U.S. Under Reagan sold weapons to the IRGC to fund the Contras in their struggle against the. Again, I have a hard time. Sandinistas. Thank you. I mean, we already talked about it. So, the United States, through Israel, gave weapons to the Islamic Republic, and then raised money as a way to support those people. So, but this was something that the Israelis were involved in as well. I mean, we could go into a lot of details. I don't want to do it now, but it would be interesting. I could do it in the discussion group because I don't want to take away from the Islam discussion that we're having here. But actually, you know what? Actually, Kevin, you know what? Here's what I would say. Here's what I comment on. Okay, that event shows that Israel did not start the war against the Islamic Republic. Right? Because that shows that Islamic Republic waged war against Israel and United States. And at the beginning of the Islamic Republic, both the Americans and Israelis were willing to, even cooperate with this new regime. But the Islamic regime was so hell-bent on wiping out Israel and United States off the map that so Israel, a lot of Americans, for example, say that it's because of Israel that the Islamic Republic is our enemy, and Israel has caused this war, and without Israel, United States wouldn't even be at conflict with Israel. That event shows how big of a lie this was, because Israel was even helping arming the Islamic Republic against Saddam back at the beginning of the foundation years of the Islamic Republic. It was the Islamic Republic that was insistent on wiping out Israel. Israel was just minding its business, right? So I'll just say that. But we could go into more detail in the discussion group if you want to come there and talk. But thank you for the super chat. I wanted to just add one comment because I didn't want your super chat to go to waste, and I think that was the most important. Given these days, people are accusing Israel of bringing United States to war with the Islamic Republic. I think reminding people of that event is like Israel doesn't share a border with Iran. They were like they didn't give a they didn't want to attack. They didn't want to cause hostilities with the Islamic Republic. All right, let's continue here.
When a mosque is attacked in the US, Republican politicians are either silent. I pointed this out, that Ted Cruz did not condemn it until I called him out on it. Multiple Republicans have still not condemned.
Hey guys, we are proud Islamophobes on this channel, and we condemned it. Shows that Islam, being anti-Islam and being anti-Muslim are not the same thing. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So thank you for the super chat saying, let's make it 24. Okay, so passing out. So you're at 23. You're trying to get the passing out to the next person to get it to 24. And look at this. Leo with the commentary saying 23 out of 10, 23 and me, and the DNA emoticon. Thank you. And thank you for trying to get us more super chats. You guys are Mo, thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Elise Stefanik has not condemned it. She's busy condemning some Democratic candidate in Texas who said something awful. They have not condemned a terrorist attack in the United States. That's one point. You can't find Democrats who do the same when there's a synagogue attack or anything equivalent. And then, of course, there's no one on the Democratic side who's talking like Laura Loomer.
Wait a minute. Who are you to speak? I remember you saying, I'm not going to speak against Ali Khamenei because he's the spiritual leader of many people around the world. even after the early January massacre. You're like, oh, this Republican politician didn't condemn this terrorist attack on Muslims. Fuck you, Mehdi Hasan. Fuck you. You could not attack Ali Khamenei after he ordered the greatest massacre in modern history on my people because you said he's the spiritual leader of many people. So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This garbage person is saying why some politicians are not condemning an attack on a couple of people while he could not bring himself to attack Ali Khamenei for the massacre, for tens of thousands of Iranians being massacred by his order. Also, I don't even know if it's true that these politicians did it, because I don't know, this guy lies. This guy lies all the time. So I don't know if I'm not going to trust them. I have to. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's wrong. I don't know. Like maybe those politicians that he's talking about did condemn it.
Isn't. Find me one person. Imagine, Piers, I said this on Twitter. Imagine if an advisor to Joe Biden, a close friend and ally of Biden, when Biden was president, after a synagogue was attacked, had said the synagogue was evil and that all Jews should be removed from the US.
Imagine somebody calling out people for not condemning an attack on some Muslims in the United States when he couldn't condemn Ali Khamenei for massacring tens of thousands of Iranians because he's the spiritual leader of some people.
It would have been the end of the Biden presidency. You would have been on a roll loop for 7 days straight. We know this. And yet Republicans get away with this stuff. You mentioned Andy Ogles. It's not just Andy Ogles.
And by the way, condemning as if that, what does that do? You could be like condemning. We don't give a shit that you condemn people when you're also the way to bring more of those people, more of the people who are committing these, like with these garbage values into the country, right? So if you're a politician that is condemning an attack on a synagogue while also being responsible for bringing in people with the garbage shit ideas with anti-Jewish ideas, anti-Jewish people ideas that will cause more attacks on synagogues, do I care that you condemn the attack on the synagogue? I don't give a shit that you condemn attacks on synagogue. You're the one responsible for more of this happening. It's like beating your wife and saying I'm sorry, thinking like we should congratulating you for saying sorry. Like you're responsible for stuff like this happening. I don't give a shit that you're condemning it. You're the ones who's for open migration and bringing more people with garbage values into the country. Why should I give a shit that you condemn attacks on synagogues? I mean, Obama and Biden are funded October 7th. Obama and Biden funded October 7th. They directly gave the money to the sponsor of Hamas, making October 7th possible. Why should I congratulate them for condemning attacks on synagogues?
Representative Brandon Gill, who said Islamic immigration is killing us. Chip Roy, representative.
Do you guys agree? Like, I need action. I'd like condemn. What the fuck does that do?
Chip Roy of Texas, who said no more Muslims, he said in March in a tweet. You have, of course, Randy Fine, who you've had on this show, who said mainstream Islam, not Islamism, not jihadism, mainstream Islam is an evil death cult, he said. If you're telling me...
Did you hear what he just said? Mehdi Hasan, have you read the Quran? He's saying mainstream Islam, not jihadism. Guys, do we have any ex-Muslims here who actually studied the Quran? Are you anti-jihad but pro-Islam? do you not like? How could you be pro-Islam but anti-jihad? Do you not understand that jihad is a fundamental, inseparable part of Islam? Like, mainstream Islam is jihadism, you fucking idiot. And you know that. You're not an idiot. You know that. You're like, he's saying, look at this, listen to this.
And a tweet. You have, of course, Randy Fine, who you've had on this show, who said mainstream Islam, not Islamism, not jihadism. Mainstream Islam is an evil death cult, he said. If you...
Mainstream Islam is jihadism. And mainstream Islam is an evil death cult. Read the fucking Quran. Mainstream Islam, not jihadism. Anybody who understands anything about Islam, I mean, go talk to Muslims and ask them about jihad. Like, are you pro-Islam but anti-jihad? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How could I be anti-jihad? It's one of the main commandments of Allah. It's like, read the Quran. It's jihad, jihad, jihad. You see how he tries to separate it? Yes, mainstream Islam is an evil death cult because mainstream Islam is jihadism. I mean, guys, read the Quran. How could it not be a death cult? Forget even the jihadi part. The Quran is obsessed with telling you that this world is shit. Fuck this world. Fuck life. Guys, if you're an ex-Muslim, you know what I'm talking about. It's a dunya versus akhirah. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you're an ex-Muslim, let me know. Dunya. Dunya means this world. Akhirah. The akhirah. Or as we Iranians like to say, akhirat. Akhirah is the afterlife, is the other world, is death. The Quran is obsessed with telling you that this world is shit. It's worthless. You shouldn't spend a single second trying to make this world a better place. Give up the world. Everything should be about akhirah. It's always dunya versus akhirah. Do you know what dunya versus akhirah means? As the Quran tells you that the dunya is worthless, is useless, forget about it, it's all nothing, and everything should be focused on building your akhirah. Do you know what that means? Dunya means life. When it's a dunya, this world means life. Akhirah means death. When Muslims tell you that we love death more than you love life, believe them. Because that's exactly what the Quran tells you. That's exactly what your priority should be according to the Quran. And that's why the Quran is a fucking death cult. Everything in this world can and should be sacrificed for the sake of akhirah. Nothing is more important for you to look forward to more than your death, because that's what unites you with God. This is why they love death, because this world that is useless is chains, and they break their chains and they become free, and they get closer to God. And this is why this religion is so obsessed with martyrdom. The entirety of Islam is a death cult, and Islam is jihadism. There is no separating these two. There is no separating these two. Okay. You know, guys, we're missing out on Leo's counts. Okay, Leo's is very creative with her counting. Okay, I'm missing out on them. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the latest one, because I think I missed out so many good ones. Okay, we're at so look at this. When we got to 24, Leo is saying epic live stream 24/7 for for Super Chat 24. And then we got to 25. And by the way, we got to 25. Holy shit. Lior is saying quarter for your thoughts. Quarter for your thoughts. That's great, Lior. Thank you. Making it so fun. So we got to 25 apparently. So let's read them. We got 5 more. Oh, we already read this one. So yes, here. Kevin is saying, Armin, please. Oh, I already read that one. And I also read that one. So here. So this is number 24. Sith is saying, every time I hear people defending Islam, I think about the Mars Attack movie. I come in peace, shoots gun. That's a good one. Yes, I know that. Oh my God, I remember that. Wow, nostalgia. Oh my God, memories are now rushing in. Okay, thank you for that reminder. Okay, my childhood is like flashing in front of my eyes now. I know that reference. And thank you for the super chat. And then 25th super chat by Jagataik. I'm gonna assume that's how it's pronounced. It's saying, we ex-Muslims know it's a death cult through and through. We do. And that's why we're ex-Muslims. And thank you. Okay. So let's go to here.
You're telling me that doesn't contribute to an atmosphere where people might want to pick up weapons and attack Muslims and mosques? I don't know what to say to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had this debate with Jonathan Conricus yesterday, the former IDF spokesman, because
I saw it.
At the Tommy Robinson march, there were speakers brazenly talking about removing Islam from all aspects of politics and authority in the UK. They weren't saying.
That's called secularism, guys. That's secularism. Yeah, that's what you should be doing. Removing Islam from politics and authority in the UK? That's a secular principle. What the fuck? What's wrong with that? What are you against that as well? Islam being removed from politics? Isn't that the easiest thing that we could agree? You can't even agree upon that? You can't even agree upon removing Islam from politics? What the fuck is wrong with that? That's called secular. Guys, when I tell you Piers does not understand Western values, like, what the fuck is wrong with that? That's the easiest thing to agree with. We even have Muslims agreeing with that. What the fuck? You can't even agree with that? Nominal Muslims, by the way, but still.
Islamists or Islam.
Look at this. Like, why are you against that?
IDF spokesman, because
I saw it.
At the Tommy Robinson march, there were speakers brazenly talking about removing Islam from all aspects of politics and authority in the UK.
Yes. What the fuck? Why is that a problem? Guys, I don't understand. That's the easiest thing to agree on. That is secularism, is it not?
They weren't saying Islamists or Islam or extremists or anything. They were just based, and of course, Islam is followed by Muslims. They were basically just saying, get the Muslims out. And Jonathan was
they were saying, get Islam out of my politics. Guys, if hypothetically there is a Muslim out there that comes and says, like, yeah, I'm a Muslim, but I support Israel. I am for equal rights for women, LGBT. I am for democracy, secularism. I am all of those things, right? I consider that person to be a non-practicing nominal Muslim, in my opinion. I'm like, sure, I wouldn't mind that person being a politician, because that person would keep Islam out of its politics, right? I wouldn't say get all Muslims out of politics, but any Muslim who is religious enough that I know, would involve Islam in their politics. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I don't want that guy in my politics. But if somebody comes and says I'm a Muslim, but I'm not anti I'm not for this garbage Palestinian cause. I'm pro-Israel. I'm pro-LGBT rights. And guys, when I say LGBT rights, I'm not talking about this garbage woke progressive shit. I'm just talking equal rights, right? I'm not anti-woman. I'm not pro, have your dog. We're not gonna, I'm not for Sharia or whatever. I'm gonna, first of all, that's a Muslim that doesn't understand Islam and is not following Islam. And second of all, I wouldn't mind having that person as a politician. That's a good man because that's a bad Muslim. Right? And that's if a Muslim man or woman, if a Muslim man is a good man, he's necessarily a bad Muslim. Okay? Okay.
Trying to defend this and happy to say he attended the march and wasn't fazed by what he heard. And I was like, but imagine if it had been about Jews there. Imagine if they said we're going to get all the Jews out of parliament, all the Jews out of local.
Yeah, you know what? Religious Jewish person that wants to put pass laws based on Judaism. Yeah, I have no problem saying keep Judaism out of politics. Not Jews out of politics, Judaism. So why don't you do apples to apples comparison, you fucking piece of shit, you dishonest piece of shit? You're like, oh, if somebody said keep Jews out of politics, that's not the equivalent demand, you fucking piece of shit. That the equivalent to keep Islam out of politics is to keep Judaism out of politics, not Jews. Not Jews. And I have no problem saying keep Judaism out of politics. In fact, you know who says that? Many Israelis, many secular activists in Israel are saying keep Judaism out of politics. And Judaism is a religion, not Judaism as a culture. I have no problem with a country having a religious tradition and symbol as the identity of their country. So Jewish culture and tradition and rituals and symbols, if that's the identity of your country and a symbol of your nationalism, which I suspect Zoroastrianism would be for Iran, you could keep that in politics all you want. I'm talking about passing laws based on scripture, any scripture, that violates secularism. So this guy is dishonest because he's not doing an apples to apples comparison. He's not doing an apples to apples comparison at all. And also, I mean, that goes on top of that, obviously, Muslims on average using Islam to do politics is far more problematic than any other member of any other religious group. On top of that,
level politics in the UK, all hell would have broken loose. Now, conversely,
by the way, can I just add to that, Piers? I'm glad you pushed Jonathan Conricus on that. And you know what he said to you in response? He said, "Oh, it wasn't about Muslims; it was about Islam," which is this kind of.
Wait, he confirmed that to you, and you're still accusing him of trying to keep Muslims out of politics? Oh my God, he even clarified. Oh my God. He even clarified that he was trying to keep religion out of politics, not individual Muslims. And you still are acting like this is like trying to keep Jews out of politics. So you know that, and you still are doing a false analogy. You even know that. Oh my God. There's no more. These people are so dishonest. These people are so dishonest. That person even clarified that I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about keeping Islam out of politics, keeping religion out of politics. This Western value we call secularism, he was trying to uphold this fundamental Western value called secularism. That's what he was advocating for, and you still are comparing him to somebody who wants to keep Jews out of politics? Look at this.
Conversely,
By the way, can I just add to that, Piers? I'm glad you pushed Jonathan Conricus on that. And you know what he said to you in response? He said, "Oh, it wasn't about Muslims; it was about Islam," which is this kind of very lazy distinction.
Islamism,
because
is lazy distinction. How is that a lazy distinction? There's Muslims as a group of people and Islam as an ideology. And Piers Morgan is like, with Islamism, no, you fucking idiot. Religion as a whole should be out of politics. And there's also no difference between Islam and Islamism.
It's interesting that in the shooting,
there's so many degrees of wrong here. I don't know even which one to focus on. I don't know if to focus on this retarded claim that Islamism should be kept out of politics, not Islam, given that secularism means that all religions should be kept out of politics. I don't know to focus on that, or I don't know to focus on the fact that Islam and Islamism are the same thing, because Islam is inherently political. There's so many wrong points per second that these people are making. I don't even know which one to focus on.
It was about Islam, which is this kind of very lazy distinction.
Islamism,
because it's interesting that in the shooters. Well, no, he tried to disrupt in the fact that the speaker who you referenced said Islam and not Muslims, as if that's some kind of get out. I would point to the Shooters Manifesto.
It's not a get out, it's a fact. It's not a get out. It's a fucking fact. Secularism is religion out of politics, not religious people. Secularism doesn't mean get religious people out of politics. It means get the influence of religion out of politics. That's a fucking fact.
In San Diego, where the shooter specifically says, Piers, in the manifesto, I don't hate Muslims, I hate Islam. It's the same get out that even mass murderers are using.
Yeah.
How is it a fucking get out? How is it a fucking get out? Can you not hate an ideology without hating the people who believe it? How the fuck is that a get out? Guys, I have Muslims in my family that I fucking love, and I hate Islam. How is that a get out? That's a fucking fact. Almost every fucking ex-Muslim who hates Islam has family members who are Muslim. How is that a get out? There are ex-Muslims in my chat whose mothers are Muslim, whose fathers are Muslims, whose brothers and sisters are Muslim, who love their brothers, who love their mothers. They love them and they still fucking hate Islam. How is that a fucking get out? How do you not get the idea that you could hate an idea but not hate the people who believe it? I have friends who hate atheism. I'm an atheist and I have friends who hate atheism, but they don't hate me. In fact, they hate atheism because they love me. I have Muslim friends who hate my atheism because they love me enough to think that my atheism is going to bring me to hell and they don't want me to go to hell. Do you get that? As a Muslim, do you fucking get that? This is the example I give to you so you understand it. Imagine oh my God. YouTube, I didn't say that. Imagine a Muslim. Here's something that every fucking Muslim should understand. Imagine a Muslim who hates atheism because she loves atheists. Okay? I don't agree with her position, but imagine that so you could understand the distinction. She thinks atheists are going to go to hell and burn in hell. And she loves them. She doesn't want them to go to hell. So she hates atheism because it's their atheism that is going to bring them to hell. From her retarded perspective. Do you see how, as a Muslim, you could see how somebody could hold that position? Love atheists and hate atheism? I mean, Christians have this saying, love the sin, hate the hate the sin, love the sinner. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. That Christians say that. Okay, so Christians get it. Christians get that. So Muslims also should get that. This is easy. This is fucking easy. Yeah, see, Texas as a Christian. I mean, well, do you hate atheism? I don't know if you hate. Texas is saying, as a Christian, I love you, Armin. There you go. But there's also Christians who hate atheism, but still love me as a friend. Okay? Which I appreciate. In fact, In fact, if you are a religious person who thinks atheists are going to go to hell and you don't hate atheism, what the fuck is wrong with you? I say that as an atheist. I think if you don't hate atheism, that means you don't give a shit about me. You think atheists are going to go to hell and you don't hate atheism? I'm offended by the fact that you don't hate atheism, because that means that you don't give a shit if I burn. As an atheist, if you are a religious person that thinks atheists are going to go to hell and you don't hate atheism, I say, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should hate atheism. That would be the most logical perspective. That would be the most logical position to have. If you love atheists as people. This is easy to understand. Come on. Wait, we got super chats. Oh, thank you. We got 3 super chats. God's best friend is saying, just discovered your great channel. See you in Galactic Village. Galactic Village. Oh, see you in Galactic Village, idiot. I don't know what that refers to, but thank you. Is that a cultural reference? And thank you for the super chat. God's best friend is saying, relax, mate. Oh, you're new here. That's not going to happen. Okay. Well, welcome. That is not going to happen, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you trying, though. And then Amir saying, Amir with the super chat saying, don't relax, mate. I could do that. That I could do. And thank you, Amir. Okay. Well done.
Because my point is always, I hate extremists. I don't care if they're Muslim extremists or Christian extremists.
So do I.
Or any extremists.
Okay, you guys are too retarded. You don't understand. We don't hate Muslims. We hate Islam, and that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly good. I have Muslim friends who understand that my hatred for Islam is not a hatred for them. And as long as I have Muslim friends who understand that, you guys could go fuck yourselves, right? You guys are beyond hope. You guys are beyond hope. Anyways, I need to go get ready for Iran Revolution Live. So we're going to get back to this, okay? Because this keeps going. And these people are basically spreading too much garbage, and we need to be there to clean up after them, right? So I'm not going to let these people get away with all of this nonsense. So I'll be back responding to the rest of this. Hey, Roy is coming. Roy is here. So yes, guys, in 10 minutes I'm going to go live back here, so don't go away. See you in 10 minutes. I know it's hard to be away from me for 10 minutes, but I know you could do it. I believe in you. And don't forget that in 2 hours, we're going to be in our discussion group. So again, don't forget, here's the link in the chat. The link is also in the QR code at the top left. It's in the description. It's in the bio. It's in so many places. And then also, oh my God, we got a super chat. God's best friend is saying, GV Idiot is my blog. Highly recommended. Oh, okay. Thank you. Guys, check out that blog. And thank you for the super chat. Okay, we're going to end the stream because I need to get ready. I'm already late. Love you guys. Oh, wait. Amazrael Chai, Slava Ukrainia, Long live America, Javicha, Payanderon. I know, we got another super chat. Another super chat. We got 30. Dirty 30. Thank you, Leon. 30 super chats. 3 times our goal for today, for this stream. Persian evangelicals are saying, a Persian Christian here. I love you, Armin, and even love your content. Look at this. We have Christians loving a content by an atheist out there. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, Muslims, see, learn, be more tolerant, and thank you. Okay, bye. See you guys soon in 10 minutes. Okay, let's do this again. I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainia, long live America, Javicha, Payan Iran. See you guys soon.